Oh, shit. Oh. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. I'm just going to sit. Thank you. You're very sweet, though. Thanks. Are we good?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we're out here on Bald Mountain Street near Skull Valley for a shooting. We've got pretty heartbreaking scene. Quite frankly, it shocks the conscience to know what happened out here. So this evening, early this morning, probably about 1:30, our deputies were in the area patrolling, and they heard two series of gunshots several minutes apart. As they were trying to pinpoint the location of the shots that they heard fired, they heard calls being dispatched for a report of a shooting with somebody hit. One of the deputies was able to spot a vehicle fleeing the area at high speed. He gave chase, called it in as that vehicle was fleeing. SAPD Eagle helped us out in the pursuit, and they were able to get that vehicle stopped and get two suspects under arrest. 14, 15 years of age, both in what we believe to be a stolen vehicle. What we know about the shooting itself is that these suspects, we believe these suspects, came to this location and did a drive-by shooting. The problem with that, obviously, is that 14, 15-year-olds are out doing a drive-by shooting in the dead of night. They hit the wrong house, and it looks like a 25-year-old woman lost her life. Completely innocent. She was in her bedroom doing some work on a computer and was shot and killed almost instantaneously by upwards of 100 rounds that were fired into the house of various calibers. So right now we're canvassing the neighborhood. It should be noted that it's quite possible, and we've got deputies swarming the area right now, so people may see a flurry of law enforcement activity throughout the morning, but it's highly likely that there's weapons laying around out here in the neighborhood. At this point, we're working on various theories. We don't believe that we have weapons in the car that was recovered. We're still getting a search warrant for that car, but we don't believe that there's weapons in that car. However, we do believe strongly that that was the vehicle involved. So it is possible that working with a bunch of theories, it could be that these weapons were thrown into the backyard of one of the houses here. It's possible that they were dumped along the route of the pursuit. They did see these suspects throwing out some evidence during the pursuit. So again, it is possible that there's a gun laying around out here. But obviously, the concern for us is that there's kids going out to school buses right now, getting ready to school. There's families out and about, and I would hate for somebody to stumble upon these guns that are laying around out here. So we're asking anybody in the area here in this neighborhood, but we do know that this pursuit ended up going out Pew Road to 90 to 1604. So along that route, there may be weapons discarded. We will be out here until we're able to find these weapons, or at least eliminate all of the spots where they could be. But we're asking anybody that does come across evidence in this crime to please not touch it. Give us a call, keep an eye on it, and let us come out and collect that evidence. Do we need Spanish sound, anybody? Okay. Esta mañana, aproximadamente la 1:30 de la mañana, nuestros oficiales estaban en patrulla cuando escucharon varios un tiroteo que pasó. Se aparenta que dos sospechosos de aproximadamente 14 años de edad en un carro robado y cometieron un tiroteo en una casa. Ellos se aparenta que le tiraron se equivocaron en la casa, y una mujer de 25 años de edad fue baleada varias veces, y ella desafortunadamente falleció aquí en la escena de los hechos sin tener culpa de lo que pasó. Los sospechosos huyeron, nuestros oficiales los vieron y ellos huyeron en el carro. Los persiguieron y lograron pescarlos con la ayuda del helicóptero del Departamento de Policía de San Antonio. Ahorita tenemos esos dos sospechosos bajo custodia, pero no tenemos las armas ahorita. Es posible que esas armas fueron tiradas aquí en la vecindad o en alguno de los caminos donde ellos huyeron. Nosotros andamos aquí ahorita en una búsqueda por esas armas y por otra evidencia, pero sí se aparenta que esa víctima de 25 años de edad fue baleada, y también otra mujer fue baleada dentro de la casa, pero ella no era residente de esta casa y afortunadamente ella no falleció a causa de sus heridas, fue baleada en una pierna. I left that part out of the initial soundbite, I believe. There was a secondary victim that was hit inside the house. She was wounded, thankfully, she didn't die as a result of her injuries. She is actually a tenant of an Airbnb tenant staying in one of the bedrooms of the house, totally unrelated to the to any of them. So anyway, we're out here. We're going to be out here for the better part of the morning conducting this search, and we would certainly ask anybody to help us out. Give us a call, 210-335-6000 with any other information.
So the woman who was killed actually lives in the house, and the other one was just her Airbnb?
Yes, my apologies. She was the lady that was killed does live in the house, 25 years of age, and the secondary victim was an Airbnb resident tenant that was staying. Apparently she had just gotten here that night before, but even more so unrelated to this.
And in the same house, right?
In the same house. She was in the same house in another bedroom.
The one who was shot in the leg was the Airbnb tenant.
Airbnb tenant, yes.
Okay, I've got a ton of questions. I'm going to go live. I know they have other questions.
Okay.
So do you think that, I mean, you said that there were various caliber weapons, so there was more than one person firing in that car?
So we believe that there was more than one person in the car. We have 2 in custody right now. So, you know, with the working theories, it's possible another shooter made it out of the vehicle and ran on foot through the neighborhoods. So that's why I'm saying it's possible those weapons may be laying in a backyard over here. So we are asking residents in this neighborhood to do a check of their properties, and if they see anything suspicious, give us a call. We're going to be out here.
Did you say something about 15 and a 16-year-old in that car?
I believe they're 14 and 15.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Young.
In a stolen car, yes.
Okay.
Have they said anything to the deputies, like, that they're sorry about it?
No, I don't think they're showing any remorse whatsoever. I think that starting with that pursuit and all indications are that all they care about is getting away with their crime.
What is your reaction when you know you're hearing these young teenagers getting access to guns and doing something?
Well, I mean, look, these young people, it's just so easy for criminals to get a hold of guns nowadays. They realize that if they just, you know, I'm going to venture a guess that once we find these weapons, and I believe that we will, they're probably going to be stolen, and probably going to be stolen out of a car. That's a lot of the cases that we're handling now. They're guns that are left unattended in a vehicle, possibly overnight sometimes at a place of entertainment, and they're stolen. These young crooks know that if they go break into 10 cars, they're going to come away with a gun or two as a result of that. And it's heartbreaking that now a young lady lost her life through no fault of her own. She was just up burning the midnight oil, doing some work on a computer, and now she's dead.
The sergeant told us there were more than 100 shell casings there. Was anything else hit? Any other homes?
No, I believe most of the rounds made it into that home there. We know that a nearby house also shot back. That may or may not have been the persons in that house may or may not have been the intended target of this. But most of the rounds went into the wrong house. And I mean, if you look at the garage door, it's a pretty poignant scene. Dark colored garage door, and you can see just rays of light coming out where all the rounds went into that garage and just punctured it like Swiss cheese.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you mind going live with
Thank you.
We're about to go on.
Not bad.
You've got your mic.
That's mine. That's mine.
Alex, which mic is he?
I think this is Katrina's. Do you want me to leave yours on?
Yes.
Probably the bottom one, yeah.
We're about 2 minutes in. Thank you. Thanks for the save. Luckily, I was real close to the ground. I owe you, but we're good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll step in.